All right, and we are back for part 4 of Kathy Reign 2, resuming right now. So we're going to go see how our answers hold up at Bear Creek. I really hope that we're correct. I want to note that one of the reasons that I'm thinking pine is I don't know about all of these trees, but there's this very large pine tree right here. Some of the others look like pine. That one back there looks more deciduous, but we'll give it a shot. It could be the smell of leaves. It's just pine and wine kind of rhyme. I don't know.
Hey, Randy?
Yep.
Here, I finished your stupid quiz.
At least half right. Not bad. But a true fan of Deborah Sinclair would do better than this. Well, better luck next time, Missy. Keep the form if you want to retake the test.
Yuck.
I'll let you get back to your reading.
Don't be a stranger.
So he did say at least half right, so the trouble is... Oh, and he actually marked off. So the two things that I guessed at were the things that we'd gotten wrong. Complete Deborah's famous writer's block remedy, gently daydreaming in a rocking hammock surrounded by the smell. And this is a quote. What is this a quote from? We read all of the newspapers. I want to go talk to Eileen, or maybe we could call Eileen.
Hey, hey!
Hey, Kathy. What's up?
Your friend Meadow sucks.
So that drug lead you mentioned ended up being quite the rabbit hole.
Oh, really? Have you been able to learn more about it?
Yeah, a little. The drug dealers seem obsessed with privacy. Nobody I've talked to knows much about them.
I mean, they're criminals, right? Avoiding exposure doesn't seem that strange to me.
Sure, but I asked a proper career criminal I know about it, and even he thought they were behaving weird as hell. Apparently they're giving out free samples left and right, too.
Maybe they're not trying to make money then? They have some other goals?
Yeah, like murder, for instance. If the soothsayer victims were under the influence of pyre, a lot of things point to whoever is responsible for the drug.
Yeah, that sounds plausible.
Do you know who Hannah Verdew is?
That name sounds familiar, but I can't place it.
Do you know the Club of Hearts?
Sure, never been there myself, but I know Meadow loves the place.
Ah, yeah, she told me as much.
Nice. I really like the fact that Kathy acknowledges that that's a conversation she's already had. I love it when games do that.
Does the name Rachel Wang mean anything to you?
No, I don't know who that is.
And Rachel didn't know anything about Deborah Sinclair. I can't imagine anything else. Hey, what do you think about this photo?
Look what Meadow made me do.
Classic Meadow.
Oh, we could show her the mirror as well.
Meadow was kind enough to lend me this thing.
Nice. I'm glad she was helpful.
Boy, helpful, huh? Is that what we're calling it?
Look what Meadow gave me.
Good call. I can imagine your chakras are quite out of whack.
Ha ha.
And then the quiz.
I don't want to show that to her.
I really want to show that to her. We borrowed her tape already. No,
I'll let you get back to your work.
All right, see you later.
We can try art, although I don't get the sense that art is that up on Deborah Sinclair.
Hey.
Not now, Rain. Unlike certain people, I need to get some work done.
Fine, whatever.
And also that guy sucks. It's a quote. It's a quote on the thing. So we could... Oh, no, I don't think we can go to Club of Hearts. That's tomorrow. We've been to Meadows. We've been... Well, we haven't been downtown during the daytime. It really wouldn't help, I don't think, with the quiz. We've done everything at Constance Hill. The city library is the only other place that seems sensible to go. The priest said that he didn't know anything about Deborah Sinclair. That's where we're meant to go. And then Verdant Street. And Rachel Wang said that she didn't know anything about it. I guess we go back to the library for now. We've already talked with the librarian. Iconic cabin. We could also talk to our... We could call up Kathy Rain's mentor. He might have an idea. I just don't know. I don't know what I'm missing. It's in quotations, but it doesn't mean that the thing that it's quoting is something that we have direct access to. We just went through all of this. Safety measures. Renovation of a bridge. Town hall meeting. I just don't think that they would be talking about a cure for writer's block in the body of text about somebody being murdered. Lone Star Ride, Wade Industries. This is all about Benedict Townsend. Or as Kathy Rain put it, Townsend. This is all about art, but not about books specifically. This is for sure part of an adventure game where you know what you need to do, but you're just not certain exactly where to find the information. It's all about classical arts, Pages and Tales. Yeah, there's nothing here.
You can rent one of those.
Yeah, I don't have any reason to interact with that. The magazine rack is off limits. Everything... I keep coming back in my head to the easiest thing would be to read read the autobiography, because it would have information about, like, here's how I came up writing and so forth. Here are the tips that worked for me to get over writer's block. Let's read some of these, or at least glance at them in more detail. Nothing about writer's block. Anything about smelling or sipping. Any indication of, like, a favorite drink or a favorite smell. No. Guidance. Now, retreat to a remote forest cabin. That's something that Deborah herself does. Solitude is healing. Reshaped by something primal and unfamiliar. Ancestral memory. As the line between reality and delusion blurs. Magnetic pull to the local caves. Yet nothing about smelling or drinking. Oh, the status is unavailable. That's why we can't pull it off the bookshelf. I, for some reason, just never looked at that. No. Nothing there. And then Unbound. Status unavailable. And then we've looked at Collins. The only other thing that he wrote was the Mauve Affair, which doesn't seem to have anything to do. Journalist, hostage negotiator, masterfully weaves his twists and turns, always keeping the readers at the edge of their seat. No, we don't have anything there. And this is just the autobiography. Now, the other thing is her secret book, her pseudonym book. That was Harrow or Ellis? Or was it just Sinclair? Wait, no, Sinclair is her last name. I apologize. We wanted to look for... It was D... Willis? No. Shared desire for freedom, not for pine trees and wine. I just don't have anything. Absolutely nothing. I don't see anything in any of the books. I don't see anything in the newspaper. And outside of, like, just me clicking on the microfilm shelves.
Microfilms containing images of scanned newspapers. They're organized by calendar date.
And I don't think there's going to be something so devious as a newspaper article that points to a previous date where Deborah Sinclair gave an interview to the same newspaper or something. Unless it is that devious. I think that we're going to go consult with Kathy Rain's mentor. This was bound to happen at some point in an adventure game where I'm a little bit stumped on what to do. We already asked him. The only thing that he knew about was the pseudonym, and he pointed us in the right direction on that. This writer's block one is the real block. I'm going to head back to Rain Industries, Rain Investigations. We're supposed to call Josh tonight. And actually, I don't see that as an option. Her friend.
No need. He'll swing by tonight.
And we just talked to Eileen.
Eileen Summers.
Hey, Kathy here.
Hey, what's up?
What do you know about Deborah Sinclair?
I like her books, but I don't care much for celebrity gossip. Awful thing that happened to her, though.
I think that's it.
We made quite the team during the Whitmore affair, didn't we?
Yep. Those were good times. So, are you getting good use out of the book collection I set up in the office?
Yep.
You haven't even touched those books, have you?
Maybe once or twice.
Now, there is the stuck drawer.
Hey, you know that stupid drawer in my office? How do you open it?
Oh, just hold it up to the left, tilt the cabinet slightly towards you, give it a good shake, and then pull out the drawer quickly. Easy peasy.
All right, then I'll give it a try. Thanks, E. I've been meaning to ask, how do you like living in Cassidy, E?
Oh, like any big American city, it's got some issues, but overall I'm happy here. My family and church are both close by. I've got a decent job, and I adore my little garden apartment. Things could be worse, you know?
Good to hear. I wish I could say the same, but you know me. I was born discontent.
Hey, what do you think about the phone we're talking on?
I don't want to ask her about that. Sometimes I regret becoming a PI.
Do you really? I can't imagine you doing anything else.
Me neither. That doesn't mean I can't be miserable, though.
Oh, you.
Okay, we got a clue about the stuck drawer.
All right, that's all.
Okie dokie.
Oh, look, it's the private copy of the autobiography of Deborah Sinclair that I forgot that I owned.
Found a pair of scissors and a couple of markers in there.
Did we pick them? Oh, we did. Okay, well, now we've got those. So we can't call her friend. Safe. I don't feel like I saw safe before.
Empty. All this gumshoe has left to pawn is her dignity.
Scissors and markers. Do those get us anything so far? We went to the fire pit with all the graffiti, but that's done. She doesn't like to turn on the radio.
Mildred's abode.
I don't know. I really don't. I mean, I really don't. Famous writer's block remedy. Gently daydreaming in a rocking hammock surrounded by the smell of blank and blank. Why is that so familiar to me? Daydreaming in a rocking hammock. Did we read that someplace earlier? Did we talk to somebody about that? We could go back and just talk to him. Hold on. Maybe we have to talk to the guy. Maybe something that he said. Maybe it was like one of the librarian is what I'm talking about. There's something about that phrase that is very familiar to me. And although we've shown him the quiz a couple times, we didn't just have the Deborah conversations with him. He had so much to say, it was like a massive info dump at the time.
One more thing.
Yes?
Can I pick your brain about Deborah Sinclair again?
Sure. What are you curious about?
What kind of books did Deborah write?
She dabbled in many different genres over the years, but her main bulk of work could probably be defined as horror, mystery, or a combination of the two. Afflicted, Dead Ends Meet, and the Jenny Payne trilogy are some of her most well-known titles.
Huh, okay. Was she working on a new book when she died?
I believe so, yes. But I don't have any details to share.
Was Deborah a popular author?
Oh, yes. Even before her death.
I can imagine.
Correct. 6 months wait minimum.
Yeah, I figured.
I don't know. And then here he just says that she might have been gay. She never confirmed it to the press. What do you know about the murder?
What do you know about the murder?
I believe she was killed at her writer's retreat. Stabbed to death.
And that's it. That's all he has. Is there anything else in here that might lead us to that information? Hannah, Club of Hearts, Rachel Wang. Rachel Wang is the only person that we have not talked to about this, but again, I just don't know why. She wasn't really into the whole Sinclair murder topic. She really wanted to talk about Holloway, and that's it. And then we can ask about the library. Oh, the plaque. The plaque.
I saw that Deborah Sinclair was one of the financial contributors to the library.
Indeed. This place had gone through a rough patch.
And that's it. And then we got the map. Well, she doesn't want to ask about the plant, and then the post office boxes.
Those boxes over there can be rented anonymously, right?
Yes.
Not right now.
Oh.
Can I borrow one of those magazines?
Yes, but
Got it, thanks.
So, hold on.
Thanks.
very well.
I know that she says, "Oh, I don't like celebrity gossip," but if any of these have information about like an interview with Deborah from the past,
What am I even trying to do here?
I might have even tried that in the past.
A bunch of magazines. Mostly.
Okay, that doesn't seem to be it. And the scissors, we can't cut anything out of the magazines. I think that guy would not be too happy about it. I'm not sure, you guys. I really, really don't know. We'd go back and talk to her biggest fan, the guy in front of her place. Maybe is it possible that there's some information on the shrine that I didn't click on? The shrine at her place.
People have come by to pay their respects to Deborah. It's got a lock on it. Guess Deborah didn't want people snooping through her mail.
And then it's Randy. This is so obvious, too. It's so obvious. We were all the way good through here, although I did have to course correct on that a little bit. Complete Deborah's famous writer's block remedy. This is on a quiz for people that only really know Deborah Sinclair. We've read every newspaper article, unless it's in there somewhere. Like, checking it for a fourth time. Is that really going to turn up anything new? And then we asked Art, we asked Eileen. We haven't asked Rachel Wang. I think it's so dumb to go back there. She didn't know a thing. Oh, wait, lavender.
A healthy lavender plant. Smells nice.
You guys, I even thought in my head the lavender is very pungent or something like that. I thought that she made a big deal of, hold on, let's replace that. Lavender. Now, we could turn it in right now. I bet you that's it. But sipping on what? Are there any clues in here? Like the lavender? Can we look in the window?
I can't see much from out here.
Can we draw on the window with a marker? And the lockpicks, he's going to yell at us if we try to do that. Deal with Randy's stupid quiz. Find a way into a cabin.
I should look for clues about Deborah's murder, both inside and around her cabin. Ugh, I hate homework. But I'll need to deal with this quiz somehow. I have to find a way into Deborah's cabin and look for evidence.
And then we got the news on the thing, the phone list.
Rachel Wang is the next-door neighbor of Eric Holloway, the second soothsayer victim. Cassidy's first and only serial killer. The only thing standing between me and a massive payday. Deborah Sinclair, celebrity author and one of the most famous Cassidy residents. She was recently stabbed to death by the soothsayer. Broken obsidian mirrors, so-called scrying mirrors, are the calling cards of the soothsayer, and the main link between the murders.
There is some, ghost of a memory rattling around in my head that we did hear something about what she likes to drink. Let's turn in the quiz and see if lavender is right.
Hey, Randy?
Yep.
This.
Here, I finished your stupid quiz.
Close, but no cigar. You've got one error in here.
So lavender was correct.
I'll let you get back to...
Don't be...
Sipping on a glass of... So lavender was a clue in the environment itself, which would lead you to think that the second one would also be something similar. I was looking for that quote in the newspaper. If we can find any indication ever of what she was drinking in her hand... Wait, there was a photograph. Coffee or tea. Coffee or tea. That's what it's going to be. Oh, hold on, it's right here. Her tea. Oh my god.
Here, I finished your stupid quiz.
Close.
What?
But no cigar.
Oh.
You've got one error in here. Tea, huh? That's an easy guess. You'll have to be more specific.
Okay, as soon as he said no, and I was like, what? I was like, wait, it's going to be the specific tea. Yaupon tea. Yaupon. To anybody that's played this game that got those two things on their first try, well done.
Here, I finished your stupid quiz.
I'll be damned.
Told ya. Now, how can we get that door open?
Well, a spare key could be around here somewhere.
Yeah, any idea of where Debbie could have put it?
You know, this makes me think of Thorns of the Wild. When Johnny was trying to enter Miss Goodman's house, the key wasn't just put in a flower pot. It was buried in the dirt.
Well, it can't hurt to try.
Also, I have a lockpick set. Can't we just use that?
Moment of truth. Score.
I am curious if this also opens the mailbox. I highly doubt it.
Nope, not the right key. I'll need to come up with some other way to open this mailbox.
Okay. I really like that puzzle. I've enjoyed the pacing of this game so far. There comes a time in any adventure game where, at least for me, I'm like, oh shoot, I'm really stumped. And I want to exhaust all of the options, and I just love the fact that I had to visit multiple sites, and I was like, oh, the lavender, you fool. And then the tea was like, I know I've seen something about her drinking, and I remember all the way back in part 1, there was a picture there, and for some reason I was like, I feel like this picture is going to be important, and then completely forgot about it immediately. Okay, maybe don't get our fingerprints all over this place. I know the police already did their investigation, but it could be back.
I can see marks in the dust on the lower shelf, so the police probably took some items from here. If that was Deborah's, it would have been taken, so I guess one of Cassidy's finest had a severe case of the munchies.
And just left it all over? That sucks.
There's something shiny stuck here between the floorboards. Gah. Can't pry it with my bare fingers.
Maybe we could borrow the pliers from the priest.
Way too clean of a workspace. The cops must have taken everything. Looks like forensics left a little pile of fingerprint powder here.
I've been carrying on this makeup brush. I'm curious if we can dust the makeup brush into the fingerprint powder.
All right, I've got plenty of powder on the brush now.
Been thinking about that brush a lot.
An author with a book collection. What a shocker. Nice little fireplace. This cabin might be quite cozy if it wasn't for the, bloodbath.
Right, on that note.
Holy shit. I feel for you, Deborah. She was clearly stabbed when sitting here. The killer must have been showered in blood. In a remote place like this, I guess they had plenty of time to clean up and escape.
He cleaned up well enough. I mean, I guess it looks like there's some blood maybe over here. I can't quite tell if that's a design on the rug or if those are... It just feels like he cleaned up a little bit too well.
I can see tea stains from 2 cups on this table. Did Deborah have a drink with her killer?
Fireplace we've looked at. Desk, powder, window.
Even a die-hard city gal like me can't deny that view.
We certainly don't want to leave.
I can't even see my reflection. The mirror is all smudged with fingerprint powder. Just some old, dusty decorations. I suppose the police didn't want to bother with bagging all of that. Nothing out of the ordinary except the obvious lack of kitchen knives. Guess the cops followed procedure on that one.
And then we've got the item in the floorboards. Well, we could try to test the item in the floorboards for fingerprints. We could also maybe do it on the bag of chips, but it sounds like Kathy thinks that that was done by one of the police officers.
I don't want to dust that for prints.
How about the shiny object?
I should have a closer look before I try and use any of my items with that.
Right, which means that we've got to pull it out. Well, we could try to... It feels like it's wedged in there, but what if we stuck tape to it and try to lift it out that way?
I should have a closer look before I try and use any of my items with that.
Wait, we need to be in zoomed in mode.
Too thick. I'll need something small and thin to pry it loose.
Small and thin. Well, the scissors might work.
Whoa, it's an obsidian shard. This must be from the mirror left at the murder scene. Wow, there's an actual print. A bright red roll of tape that E was kind enough to lend me. All right, gotta be careful. There we go, nice clean print. I'll grab the shard too.
Boy, thank God I've seen 1,000 cop shows.
Oh, good day, officer.
Mr. Mulkins, the forensic seals have been broken. Are you responsible?
Me? Of course not. Look at me. Do you think I could even manage those stairs?
I will investigate. Don't go anywhere.
As if I'd get far. This thing ain't got a rocket engine strapped on the back, you know?
Ever the quipster, Mr. Mulkins.
Shit! I can't let him come in here and find me.
Fireplace? Where do we go? I don't know. Lock the door? Lock the door. Now he's going to come around to the other window, I think. So what do we do?
That was close.
I can't believe I did that on my first try. I was full panicking. Okay. So now what? Now we leave? I think we leave. I really want to wait for the cop to go. Can I look at this?
It's the obsidian shard I found in Deborah's cabin. It's really sharp. A perfect fingerprint collected from the obsidian shard I found in Deborah's cabin. This may belong to the soothsayer.
And then we got the cabin key, the scissors, and the marker. Not a lot of call. We could leave a photograph of ourselves. That'd be a great idea in this environment. Okay, I think we go. The cop, I feel like... Wait, can we look at the cop?
Even a die-hard...
Okay. It would make the most sense to look out the window, make sure he's gone.
Better lock this up.
Close one, huh, Kathy?
Sure was. Thanks for the assist, Randy. You're the man.
Ah, shucks. Couldn't let a fellow fan get in trouble. Oh, and by the way, did you check the mailbox?
Not yet, but that's not a bad idea.
Go for it. I'll keep watch.
Maybe this is where we use the lockpicks then, because I was going to leave, but if he's saying to do it...
Ugh, nothing but a stupid brochure inside. What a letdown.
Meet your neighborhood rangers. Rob, Vic, Chief Walker, Eduardo, and Mike. See us in the wild. Don't be riled. We're here to help you enjoy Bear Creek. By the way, that police officer sounded 100% to me like the voice actor who plays Illidan in Warcraft 3 and Heroes of the Storm. And it's one of the Critical Role guys, but I'm gonna forget which one. I'm gonna say the wrong name. But that voice sounded super duper familiar to me.
It's getting late. I better get back to the office so I don't end up missing Josh.
Hey, gorgeous.
Oh, hey, Josh. Come on in. How are you, bud? Everything going okay over at the precinct?
I guess. Things are tense. The higher-ups are breathing down our necks with all this soothsayer bullshit.
Yeah, I can imagine. But don't you worry. I'm gonna get the soothsayer out of your hair.
That so? You know something we don't?
Maybe. Let's start with a few questions.
This should be good.
So, the soothsayer. Got any juicy inside info to share?
I wish, but the press is all caught up with me now. I'm not part of the task force, so...
Ah, they're keeping things compartmentalized?
To the extreme. After the press leaks, they put a big lid on the case. Everything's handled on a need-to-know basis.
I see. The feds still aren't involved, though, are they?
Nah, not last I heard. The chief fought tooth and nail for that.
So, you're in the drug unit. You must have heard of Pyre.
Yeah, that's an odd one. Novel narcotic, highly hallucinogenic.
What is Pyre exactly?
It's a new product, so we don't have a chemical breakdown yet, but early analysis suggests a synthetic compound. It's usually encapsulated in pills, but supposedly some injected too.
What do you know about the origins of Pyre?
Less than I'd like. We suspect it's locally made, but that's just our working theory based on the territory we found it in.
And what territory is that?
Within the city limits and surrounding areas.
Do you have any leads on the Pyre dealers?
Nope, and not for lack of trying. These fuckers are freaking Houdinis. Every meth head has a story about them stranger than the next. Alien abductions, government experiments, you name it.
Huh. What do you think the deal is, personally?
My gut feeling is that this is a new actor on the scene, and they're being real careful not to rustle any feathers.
Whose feathers? Rival gangs?
Yep, my informants tell me that there are some bad people out for blood. They don't like competition.
Interesting. Someone told me that Pyre was handed out for free. Is there any truth to that?
Yeah, I've heard similar stories. I wouldn't read too much into it, though. Things like that are common business tactics in these circles.
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit distracted by the line, these fuckers are friggin' Houdinis. Friggin' is just a stand-in for fucking, so he's just, these fuckers are fucking Houdinis. We'll move on.
Do you have any leads on the pyre dealers?
Nope, and not for lack of trying.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Huh.
My gut feeling is that this is a new actor on the scene.
Whose feathers?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like I said, a little distracted by that line. What about Pyre being connected?
What about pyre being connected to the soothsayer killings?
That's news to me, but they have seniors from narcotics on the task force, so it's possible they're looking at that angle.
If I was to ask, I'd probably want to ask about the victims in order, starting with Rose Taylor. She's the earliest one.
What do you know about Rose Taylor, the first soothsayer victim?
Like I said, I'm out of the loop on the soothsayer. I can't give any details on that.
None of them. Even though he was... That's why I want to ask about the oldest one, which is probably when he was more connected to the case.
Do you know who Hannah Verdew is?
Sure. Rich socialite with ties to organized crime. She's been on our radar for a while now.
Interesting. Can you elaborate?
I've already said too much.
Do you know the Club of Hearts?
Yeah, I'm aware of it. Never seen the place myself, though.
I don't want to ask him about that.
I guess he's already said that he doesn't know anything about anything.
What do you know about scrying mirrors?
Not much. I didn't even know they existed before they popped up in relation to the killings.
Are you familiar with the King of Kings Catholic Church?
Not really. I just know it was where one of those murders took place.
Are you familiar with the Azure Sky Motel?
I am, but only in the context of the soothsayer case. I'm sure you know those details already.
Sometimes I regret becoming a PI.
So, quit. Do something else? Who is holding a gun to your head?
Huh. You're such a guy, you know that? I really need another job like the Whitmore affair.
That case was a pretty big deal, huh?
It single-handedly got my business off the ground. But nothing good lasts forever.
Busy board over there. Plenty of work, it looks like.
Ugh, I wish. Just outdated casework. Can't bring myself to take them down.
Ah, that's a shame. It'll turn around. Things always do.
We're both still stuck in this godforsaken city, huh?
Don't be such a negative Nancy. Where else would you be?
Oh, the day I can answer that question, I'm gone.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I don't think he's going to have a lot to say about, like, the drawers or the books.
I don't want to ask him about that.
Damn, you've got a few thick tomes over there. Sleep-inducing reference books?
Yeah, something like that. A friend of mine actually did a great job setting it up for me.
That's cool. We've got a bunch at the precinct too. Not that anyone ever uses them.
I don't want to ask him about that.
So do we have any items we could show him? Oh, the fingerprint. I really should have... If he wasn't our friend, I absolutely would not share this with a cop because he would confiscate it.
I need to ask you a favor. I've got this print that I need to run.
Oh, yeah? This have something to do with the soothsayer?
The less you know, the better, I think.
Sounds like a risky proposition. What's in it for me?
Well, this girl would be very, very grateful.
That's so? Well, if you put it that way...
Great. Here it is.
Okay. No guarantees, though. And it'll take time. Like I said, things are tense at the station right now.
I have faith in you, Josh.
In 5 seconds, The only reason that I had the scissors to pull the obsidian shard out of the floor is because I couldn't figure out how to get into the cabin in the first place, and we called Eileen from here. And on a complete lark, I was like, oh, right, the drawers, because Kathy Rain had said earlier that Eileen had the secret to opening that up. If not for that, we would have had to leave and then come back later with the scissors. Like, it's just a miracle that I didn't get stuck on that.
I don't want to show that to him.
How about the shard? It's very sharp.
I could, but I think I'd rather keep that to myself for the time being. It's the one clue advantage I have over the cops right now.
But is it? Because the only thing of value off of that was the fingerprint. Otherwise, it's just a piece of the same mirror that everybody has.
Where's that furry malice of yours?
Why? You scared, Josh?
In general, nope. But that cat of yours is something else.
Okay, the markers will not be of interest. We could show him a full and complete scrying mirror.
What do you know about scrying mirrors?
Not much.
Okay, that's just a repeat of when you ask him directly.
Cute photo. What's the story?
Too silly to say out loud. Let's just say it's me going above and beyond for a case.
Those aren't your usual colors, are they?
Yeah, normally I wouldn't be caught dead wearing something like this.
Newspaper articles, camera, lockpicks, lighter, stun gun. I feel like this is it.
Thanks for stopping by. I have some other things I need to deal with now.
Already? Aren't you a busy bee? Nightcap before I go?
Oh, I wish, but one drink turns into multiple, and you know, this gal ain't got no time for that.
You're no fun. Well, later, babe.
See ya. Okay, that's sorted. It might be worthwhile to head over to Lucas. Maybe he's had more luck with some of the clues that led nowhere for me.
Now we can talk with our friend. Do we want to stop by downtown really quick? I don't know what else we'd want to ask. I don't know why in my head his name is Sinclair. Deborah Sinclair is the person that got dead. Let's go to the PI.
Come on in. Hey kid, solved the case yet?
I wish. I just, happened to be in the neighborhood. Thought I'd stop by.
Uh-huh. Make yourself at home. Let me know if you want to discuss the case.
Sure thing, will do.
I was looking for a consult earlier.
Hawaii is Lucas's vacation spot. He has some pipe dream about getting a place there when he retires. Lucas has worn that old rag forever. The poor thing is falling apart at the seams. Looks like Lucas has plotted out all the soothsayer murders here on a map. I don't see any obvious pattern. Just some old news coverage of a big case Lucas solved in the 80s. Mob-related. Got pretty hairy, he told me. Just some old case files. I don't need to bother with these. No way. I can't stand that stupid clicking sound. Pretty standard literature in the PI biz. I have copies of most of these back in my office. I've always been jealous of this view. It was the one thing I couldn't hope to match when I set up Rain Investigations. So, you were in my dream yesterday.
Oh, my condolences.
Yeah, it was creepy as hell. You kept ranting about your retirement and turned into a zombie.
Ha! Sounds like every other day at the office. You sure you were dreaming, kid?
Huh, yeah. I guess it could have been real life. Anyways, wanna discuss the case?
You bet. What you got?
The soothsayer is turning out to be quite an absorbing case.
Uh-huh. Are you sure it's the case? I can see those dollar signs in your eyes.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I am itching for that money, but I mean, it's not every day we get to investigate a serial killer, right?
It's definitely a first, even for this old-timer.
Anyway, I haven't found any solid links between the victims, have you? They seem arbitrarily chosen to me.
A varied bunch indeed. Different genders, ages, occupations, social class. Not much in common between the 5 murder scenes either. I'm as stumped as you.
So, Deborah Sinclair, huh? I gotta say, the soothsayer is gutsy going after a celebrity like that.
Gutsy or riddled with hubris? That's the question. Hopefully it's the latter, and he got sloppy somewhere.
Luckily for me, the cops were the sloppy ones. I found a little something they left behind in the cabin.
Atta girl. No such luck for me. I went there and some weird-ass fan of Sinclair got in my way.
Oh God, bested by Randy? You're losing it, Lucas.
Bah. I bet that chubby paraplegic took a quick look at a girl like you and let you do whatever the hell you wanted.
You wish. Take your sexist excuses elsewhere, old man.
Yeah. What'd you find anyway?
Oh, nothing big, just a fingerprint on a mirror shard.
Holy moly. That could break the case wide open.
Don't I know it? I asked a contact at the KPD to run it for me.
Trustworthy, I hope? You might as well take that shit to the task force.
Nah, it's all good. Unlike my boy Randy, this guy actually wants to get in my pants.
We could show it to him if it makes a difference.
We talked about that already.
Okay.
What's your take on the scrying mirrors?
Well, I don't think they're just calling cards. Whatever drives our bad guy, the mirrors play an important part.
Yeah, probably some fucked up occult ritual. Reverend Winters thought the murder scene looked like a sacrificial room.
Oh, wow. That old grouch talked to you. He wouldn't give me the time of day. I'm impressed.
What can I say? I'm a people person.
Ah, fuck off.
What do you think of the pyre angle?
The what angle?
Oh, wow, Lucas. Am I ahead of you already?
Looks that way. Perhaps it's time for a trade.
Sure. I'll let you know if I come up with some information to trade for.
Wait, all of the cases being connected to a new narcotic drug that's like creeping into the city seems like a pretty big element of this.
Do you know the Club of Hearts?
Nope. Any relation to the murders?
Nah, just might be a useful source there. Do you know who Hannah Verdew is?
Nah, should I?
Not really, just curious.
All right, let's roll back to Rose Taylor. She was the first victim.
So, Rose Taylor, the first victim, I hit kind of a brick wall there.
Yeah, been a while since that one. The husband wasn't very agreeable, I take it.
He told me, and I quote, "Eat shit and die."
Ha! Well, I caught the guy before he got fed up with us. He had some interesting things to say.
Oh, do tell.
Now, quid pro quo, remember? What do I get?
Well, how about I spill the beans on the pyre thing?
Sure, that's a fair trade. Ladies first?
If you insist. So, apparently, there's this new drug on the street called pyre. And the soothsayer victims all had it in their bloodstream when they died.
Whoa, if this information is good, it must be part of the soothsayer's MO.
Yes. It could also explain why some of the victims didn't resist, right? Pyre is a powerful hallucinogen, so they probably didn't even realize what was happening.
Not a bad theory. What else do you know about the drug then?
Your turn first. Orson Taylor.
Fair enough. So he and his wife, their marriage was a train wreck. They were going through a divorce.
Just like every other marriage in '98. Did he tell you why?
No, but I can read between the lines. Infidelity on her part.
Got anything concrete on this supposed lover?
Nope, and not for a lack of trying. I suspect the guy probably doesn't want to deal with the publicity after the murder, even if he had nothing to do with it.
Hardly more than a hunch, Lucas. What else have you got?
Well, you're aware of what line of work Rose was in, right?
The paper said she was a nurse. Why?
I dug up her employment history. And guess where she used to work a couple of years back?
Enough build-up, Lucas. Out with it.
Your mom's place. Angstrom's.
Oh, fuck. Really? That's one hell of a coincidence.
Just my reaction. Have you seen your mother lately?
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, do with this what you will. Maybe she knows something about Rose. That's all I got. Your turn.
All right. So the pyre dealers like privacy, and they've managed to stay out of reach of both the law and rival criminals.
Interesting. How'd they manage to do that?
Obscure dealing practices, for one. I haven't got any first-hand information, but rumors say that they find dope fiends and give them pyre for free.
Huh, very strange. I'll need to look into this further.
You do that. As for me, I guess I'll have to go to Ingstrom's tomorrow. Fuck me.
That was a lot. And now I understand that when she said, as soon as I find something to trade for, what she meant is that she was going to hold back the pyre until she knew that he had information that she wanted in exchange, and then she would give up the information about the pyre. Since we were just talking about... Yeah.
What do you know about the Azure Sky Motel?
Well, we both know that the first killing took place there. Other than that, I don't have any interesting tidbits to share. Seems like any other motel.
Yeah, that's my take too. Let's talk about Deacon Townsend.
Sure. What do you think of that one?
Well, I wonder how the heck the soothsayer managed to convince him to hang himself.
That's the question, isn't it? Every source I talk to paints the deacon as nothing but a devout Christian.
Maybe he wasn't as devout as he led people to believe. For all we know, he could have been a willing sacrifice.
I don't think so. My gut says he was betrayed by our bad guy.
Your gut, huh? We should probably trust that. It's pretty sizable after all.
Oof. Low blow, kid.
Do you know much about the King of Kings?
Nope. I only know it in relation to the murder.
What are your thoughts on the second victim, Eric Holloway?
Well, I'm not surprised the cops got it wrong at first. He certainly fits the profile of a suicide victim, given the rumors of depression and what happened to his ex, Sarah.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's why the soothsayer chose him?
Could be. It'd certainly be easier to isolate a vulnerable person like that. Did you go to the apartment building?
I did. Managed to squeeze some info out of the neighbor next door. Had to grit my teeth and pretend to be a devout Christian, but I powered through it.
Probably not the last time you had to do that. What did you learn then?
Well, apparently Eric had a drug problem. And he was also engaging in a lot of casual hookups.
Interesting. I suppose it's not uncommon to get caught up in addictions after a trauma like that.
Oh, I guess we already talked about Rachel.
So that Jane Doe, the burned woman, it's taking some time to ID her, it seems.
Indeed. Whoever she was, it appears she wasn't missed much.
Now ain't that fucking sad? Some trafficking victim, maybe?
It's possible. Vulnerable people like that are often preyed upon by serial killers.
I guess so. But I don't know, this guy seems more unpredictable than your average murderer.
Agreed. We shouldn't forget that our guy has a tendency to defy pattern.
So that's all of our notebook topics. We don't want to show him the shard. I don't know what he'd say about this brochure, but we're carrying it for some reason.
I don't want to ask him about that.
The markers will not be of interest to him. We can show him this awesome picture.
I don't want to ask him about that.
The mirror.
I got this from a friend. Figured it might be useful to have a reference mirror.
Sounds like an excuse to me. I think somebody is feeling an urge for a seance.
Huh, yeah, you caught me. I don't want to ask him about that.
Oh, the note!
Apparently some mystery person dropped this in my mailbox.
Interesting. Someone must be trying to give you advice. New shy friend?
Either that or I'm being messed with. I don't like it.
What's that? Some, gay pride thing?
Not quite, Lucas. It's a chakra pendant.
Ah, never thought you'd be into tantra stuff. But hey, whatever floats your boat.
A trench coat wearing, cigar smoking whiskey drinker. Man, you really are a walking caricature of a PI.
Well, at least one of us is a proper gumshoe.
Huh. Touché. Are you still keeping in touch with the guys from Nam?
Of course. It's my turn to host our regular get-together in July. Can't wait to show the boys around town.
That mob case way back when was pretty wild, huh?
Oh yeah, wildest case of my career.
Wanna tell the story again?
Maybe when we're done with the soothsayer. You know how long that tale is, and we both got work to do.
All business today, huh? Fine. I see you've plotted out the murders on that map there. No pattern, right?
Not that I can see. They're all within the city limits or the immediate surrounding areas, but that's pretty much it.
I don't want to ask him about that.
We already asked about the framed article.
I don't want to ask him about that. I don't want to ask him about that. The brick wall outside my office window sure makes me wish I'd appreciated the view here more.
Yeah, I never get tired of it. And I've watched sunsets from here since, well, way before you were born, believe it or not.
One of these days, someone is going to mistake you for an actual bum in that raggedy old coat of yours.
Shows what you know, kid. Can't get any better than a tailored Mason and Dawn. Besides, we both know who of us is more likely to end up on the street.
Oh, quiet old man. Hawaii still the retirement plan?
You betcha. Just 2 more years.
That's what you said 2 years ago. Admit it, you'd be bored out of your mind on some beach.
Maybe, but that's the plan. And when I snatch this reward from under your nose, I'm all set.
Oh, dream on, buddy.
I fully feel like that's it. Did we offer to show him the newspaper articles?
I don't want to ask him about that.
Yeah, he's not going to care about our lighter, stun gun, lockpicks, camera, markers. I think that's it.
I think that's all I got for today.
All right, then. Stick around for a bit if you want. I'll be up late with this paperwork anyway.
Thanks. I just might.
Knock back a shot or two?
Lucas's favorite brand of whiskey. Despite my recent bout with it, I much prefer tequila. Old pictures of Lucas and his army buddies. He served in Vietnam. Man, I can smell those thick, juicy ones from here. Better stay clear for my own good.
Boy, if there's something else, I just don't know what it would be.
Thanks, Lucas. I need to get some sleep now. Talk another day, yeah?
Sure. See you around, kiddo.
See ya. Huh? What's that noise? Oh, ew, Mildred, gross. Bon appetit, you little monster. I'm going back to bed.
Everyone's here. It's been a busy house. The colors are just right. And we are all so very, very proud.
Oh, fuck. Okay, Kathy. Time to get out there and confront the rain. And Mom.
All right, and I think that we will confront the Rain and Mom, top of the next episode. We will see you then.